Hey, welcome everybody. This is your coach, Coach Z, along with Donnie Nolan in Tennessee. Tristan Dunn in North Carolina. Puff, where are you at again?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Don't take that. It is what it is. Welcome everybody. This is Coach's Call, NCAA. We're going to talk about the SEC today. This is brought to you by Coach's Call on Tap. We've rebranded it a little bit, moved everything over to YouTube. You go to our YouTube channel, you can hit the playlist, and you can check out all of our podcasts, our NCAA. We're going to start our Pick'em also here in a couple of weeks, our NFL Pick'em, the Tristan Dunn Show. He's going to talk about NFL along with Donnie, and I'm going to do some NCAA stuff. And we're going to have everything. We get the basketball season. We're going to have college basketball over there. We're going to have the NBA over there. Everything's going to be under Coach's Call on tap on YouTube. Make sure you go over there, like, share, and be a part of it. Comment, whatever else. You can always call and be a part of this show also if you want. Anyway, this is season 2, episode 1. Welcome everybody. Thank you for being here, guys. Let's dig in and have some fun with a little SEC football now. Transfer portal. Number 1, transfer portal. What a huge difference it's made. I don't know if it's good or bad, how people feel about it. I think it's getting way the hell out of hand. Florida's got, 4? What did we say, Puff? Florida's got 4 teams, right? No, not Florida. I'm sorry. Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin, has got 4 quarterbacks right now. A transfer from LSU, transfer from, was it Kentucky, Puff? I think they got another one.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Spencer Sanders, yeah.
And then they got a 4-star freshman, and then they got a guy that's already been there. Sanders, Dart, Howard, and Simmons, all through the transfer portal but one. And you're not going to see any of them there next year. I mean, if they don't play this year, they're gone. Where the hell are they going to go? Puff, you mentioned something about what the kid that he ended up in Rice.
I think it's JT Daniels.
Yeah, JT Daniels.
That's how you start. You start his career off at USC, transferred to West Virginia, and then he ends up his last year at Rice.
I mean, it's getting out of hand. It just really is. Now, I'm not complaining because we got Johnson from LSU. Ole Miss got Howard from LSU. So I just think that the transfer portal is getting way out of hand. And then the other thing, Donnie, and I'm sure you heard this because I know you love to talk about numbers and money, but A&M pulled out of the NIL thing because the IRS is after their ass now because of all the freaking money that they're putting in. A&M said, you know what? They called it the 12th Man Plus Foundation. Ain't no more foundation there, buddy. I mean, it's just fixing to get real, man. I don't know. NCAA better get a hold of this before it gets way up.
They're gonna have to do something. NIL is not doing what they wanted it to do. I get why they did it. They wanted to give the superstars and big players the ability to sign deals and make profit off their likeness. But the problem is now you've got Bill, Bob, and Fred over here making a 12-person deal, recruiting, their homeboys and saying, "Hey, we'll give Will Rogers, $250,000 to come from Mississippi State to Ole Miss or whatever." That's a hypothetical, but it's that same situation. I mean, they're doing things like that are just out of hand. And Texas A&M is the first, but hey, don't get surprised if other people are going to get investigated too.
I saw this. I don't know if y'all have seen it yet or not, but the Johnny Manziel documentary on Netflix, which I don't think surprised anybody, but that's where I even said, this school's making millions upon millions of dollars selling his jersey, selling his name, and Johnny's not getting anything for it, and I do think that they should get something. How to do it, I don't know. I'm not saying that I know what to do or how to do it, but I mean, if you're going to make millions upon millions of dollars on my name, I sure would like something back. A little something. You're off, Donnie. I can't hear you.
If you hear Johnny talk, he made quite a bunch playing. You know, in that documentary, he exposed it. He was like, they would give me 25 grand to go out and sign all this stuff, and me and the boys would go party that weekend. You know, so hey, don't think Johnny didn't get his.
No, well, Johnny did it.
Johnny
did it because his friend set all that shit up. A&M had nothing to do with it, but I just think it's getting out of hand in the transfer portal. I disagree with it. It's going all the way down to the high school level. I know here in Texas, we got kids transferring. Private school is now becoming. I know it's big in other states, but private school football is becoming bigger here in Texas because now that these kids don't have to sit out. There's no rules as to your parents have to live in the district and all that shit. If your kid don't play and daddy's upset and the kid wants to play, they can transfer anywhere they want to as long as it's a private school. I just think I don't think it's right, and I think it's getting out of hand. So I mean, I hope they do something about it. But speaking of the transfer rule, we're fixing to talk about some quarterbacks here in the SEC that will make a huge difference in this season, if for nothing else, just the battle at the quarterback. But one thing I do want to hit before we get into that is we made a lot of money last year on totals. I don't know if you remember that. We played a lot of first half. I don't. I played. I don't know what you're doing, Donnie, but anyway, I know I played a lot of first half overs, a lot of totals, all this other shit.
We don't tell people how much we make, bro.
I didn't say. I just said I made good money.
You said a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, a lot. A lot for me is $20. So $20 can go a long way, man.
$20 is $20.
The rule changes this year as far as the time goes. Not stopping the clock on first down until the last 2 minutes of the first half and the last 2 minutes of the second half, so that it's a more of an NFL rules type thing. I think I don't know. I'm sure the books will catch up to it, but I think here early, I'm looking at a lot of unders. I don't think you're going to see the 45-point first half anymore. The 50-point first half that Bama and Georgia and these teams used to put up, just because you're going to run out of time. I mean, the plays are going to be cut at least 20 to 25 plays per team. You're looking at that may be two drives per half that these schools aren't going to get anymore. So we do bet, and this is what we do. We give our advice. We talk our shit. We're not touts. We don't sell anything to anybody, but we give our take on it. And this is my take. I'm going to be looking at a lot of unders this year, especially early. And because it usually takes a while for the offense to click. So I'm watching for a lot of unders, and I'm going to keep my eye on these rule changes, because that's a big thing, man. Take 2 drives away from a ball club for a better out there. That could be a huge play. What do you guys think about that?
I think you're right, but I also think it won't last, because teams are going to start catching up. If you're down 21 points in the second quarter, you understand that what you're talking about. We don't have a lot of plays, so we need to play hurry up offenses. We need to start throwing the ball. We don't have the opportunities to catch up if we don't hurry up. Mm-hmm. So I think it goes both ways. I think we'll start seeing a lot of unders, and the books will catch up to it. And it's about the same time the books catch up to it, the coaches will start clicking, hey, we got to play faster.
Yeah.
We got to get used to it. Let's go. Come on. Hurry up. Because especially if they're down.
Because it still matters that when you're looking at the playoffs, making the playoffs, it still matters that you beat the shit out of teams.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just that you go 11-1. If you go 11-1, there's 4 other teams that go 11-1. You better be beating the snot out of people. I think so. That, and I'm also looking at a lot of defensive turnovers, defensive scores, because of the hurry up, chunk and duck, let's rush it all, let's rush, and the offense starts rushing. rushing the plays and the ball and throwing it more. I'm thinking a lot more defensive turnovers, defensive scores. So just a couple of things that I came up with that are not I came up with, but that I've heard, and I believe it's gonna have an effect, man. It's gonna have an effect. What do you think, Puff?
I think you're right.
I think the game. I don't know. I think it's either going to be teams speed it up or they're going to just go extremely slow and try to grind out games. I can see in games like, for example, this like week 1 game with LSU Florida State. I could see it being each team gets a possession first half and they just try to kill the clock, score last, get the last possession, and just try to kill the clock. I don't know if they'll try to speed it up hypothetically, but I think they'll try to slow it down a lot more and just try to keep it slow paced.
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that's the way it is. You know, at least until offenses catch up to their schemes and they get comfortable. And hell, half these teams got to figure out who the hell's their quarterback's going to be. I mean, half these teams are running two or three quarterbacks. So I don't know. What do you think, Tristan?
I disagree with all three of you. Honestly, these motherfuckers in college, they don't like to play defense. Like, these rule changes, it's not going to matter that much. They're still going to get fucking 60 hung on their head. So
you heard it here first. Tristan Dunn. We're going to be hanging 60.
I swear, I do, because I'm in general just probably 75% of my total plays are under. I've always been that way, and just don't do it in college football because these stupid fucks don't play defense.
Sounds personal.
Yeah, it does sound personal.
It
sounds
is, bro.
Kind of the way I feel about the NFL, but we won't go there. We'll save that for a later day. Anyway, let's get into the SEC. You guys got the.
Are we starting with schedule, or you want to start with quarterbacks?
Well, we'll talk about the quarterbacks while we're talking about the schedules, because I think I put on our Discord, which, by the way, you guys that are listening, if you go to TikTok, Coaches Call 0 on TikTok, we got a link there for our Discord. You can come join it. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. We don't ask you for any money or anything. Come in and have a good time, and you can watch what we do, especially live bets and stuff like that. But on our Discord, I put down, I saw the total predictions for 2023, and I put it on our Discord. Of course, Georgia, they've got the easiest schedule in the world. Everybody knows this. I mean, they've got it's basically a cakewalk, and hopefully somebody will catch them. Somebody will catch them late, but their win total, is 11.5. You only play 12 games. So, I mean, do you put
the only chance anybody's got to beat them is Tennessee.
I agree.
What?
Well, Tennessee's got to
look at it.
Yeah.
UT Martin, Ball State, South Carolina, UAB, Auburn, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, bye week, Florida, Missouri, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Georgia Tech. Tennessee is the best team out of all of those. By far.
They don't even play Alabama during the regular season.
No. They don't play Alabama. They don't play LSU. They don't
See,
play.
this is the fucking problem I got. Let me go ahead and
go ahead.
No, this is the bullshit that I'm talking about. These stupid fucking. Oh my god! Gonna give me an aneurysm. I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
We just started, Tristan. Calm down and say it. Come on, let's go.
It's a sub-conference thing. So the conference has East and West. Most of these teams are in the East. In fact, pretty much all of them are. That said, the SEC has already said 23-24, pretty much doing away with conferences. They're gonna restructure, and they're gonna take scheduling, or they're gonna take wins from previous season into account. So the 23-24 season looks like Georgia's playing Alabama, Arkansas, LSU, and Texas A&M, all, even though they're all not in.
So you're pretty much telling me, after reading that schedule off, I hear that we're gonna see another Georgia in the Natty again, most likely.
Why would they not be? I mean, they lost. Everybody talked that they lost all their defense last year, and they still won.
Bro,
And
my
guess
high
what?
school team could make the Natty playing that fucking schedule.
Well, yeah, but guess what? They didn't lose their defense this year. In fact, the only persons they lost were replaceable, very much so, unless Stetson Bennett was just really out of his mind, and nobody can fill his shoes, which I don't think so, because Carson Beck's a very good quarterback, and is even though he's not projected well as far as best quarterbacks in the league, he's still solid. And Bennett wasn't amazing; he was just solid enough to make sure that the defense won them the game. So I think, and granted, he played well in the finals, but at the end of the day, Georgia has the easiest schedule by far. I mean, but let's not shake this. Alabama's isn't terrible. They have Texas, and they have Tennessee and LSU. That's it. They also play some serious cupcakes.
No. Alabama's got to come to A&M too.
Yeah, but let's be
Man,
serious.
A&M ain't doing shit.
Dude,
Let's be
you
serious.
tell me the last time Alabama ran away with a game at A&M. They can't.
Sure.
They have.
But let's be serious.
We are
If you
serious.
wanna-
Dead serious.
If you want to play some games, do you want to play Texas and Middle Tennessee, or do you want to play, UAB and Auburn? Well, obviously, I want to play UAB and Auburn, but Auburn has one of the tougher schedules, I think. I mean,
well,
they have
here's
UMass
okay.
Cal.
I'm glad you said that. Let's go back a little bit because we were on the Georgia train. And by the way, Tristan, your all-white private school cannot beat half the schools here in Texas. So you need to calm down with that bullshit. That's not going to happen. We actually play tackle football over here. We don't play two-hand touch. But
I couldn't tell that last year.
here's the other thing though. October 2nd, Kentucky plays Georgia. After Georgia goes to Auburn, Auburn's not going to be a slouch. I'm not saying Auburn wins. I'm not. But I'm saying that's their first real fucking test is Auburn. That's their first real SEC game, really. I mean, they got South Carolina early, but between UAB, Ball State, and UT Martin, they got Auburn, Kentucky, and then they've got Kentucky. Kentucky can sneak up there, I think. After that, I agree with you. Tennessee, why? Because Georgia's coming off a game against Ole Miss, and their four-headed quarterback monster over there too. So I agree with you, Donnie, on the Tennessee thing. I'm keeping an eye on Kentucky just because last year Kentucky, they had about 3 upsets that won me a lot of money, $20, $25.
Yeah, I mean, Devin Leary's a man. He's a man.
Bang,
Let's
bang.
be serious. The key is he's got to stay healthy. He's not the epitome of a health situation. So,
Yeah.
and they've got good receivers, but there's nobody, special. So
Well,
it's all
Georgia's
Leary.
still Georgia. Not only Beck, they got Vandergriff also in the wings and can come in and do something. I'm looking at Georgia maybe with 2 losses this year. Honestly, I'm thinking it could be.
I agree, Coach.
I know. I mean, you guys shake your head at me every week.
No,
when
I need
we
some
do-
drugs.
When we do this,
I think whatever you guys are on.
you guys shake your head at me, and then then we come to the next podcast. You're like, well, the sun always shines on a dog's death once in a, or whatever the fuck y'all say. Anyway, Alabama plays Texas. This is a huge game. This is like one of the biggest games, I think, in early in the season for both schools. This is going to set the tone. I don't think Texas stands a chance unless Malik's a quarterback. Ark Manning is not worth 2 cents. The other kid, what's his name? The Ewers kid had 1 good game last year. That's it. Other than that, I mean, there was nothing. You're downgrading at the running back position. You don't have
I forgot that's Puff School.
Yeah. You're not, I mean, you're downgrading there. The line's only 6.5. I get it. I understand that, but you got to go to Tuscaloosa. And I'm sorry, I don't agree with the Texas coaches, and I know that coach came from Alabama. He says, well, it's just another venue. You just go over there and you
No, it's
just
not.
play. No, it's
No, it's
not.
not.
I'm sorry.
Who replaced Bryce Young this year?
A total trash can.
We don't know. He hasn't named anybody. We don't know.
Yeah.
And either way, it can be a trash can, Puff. But remember, this is the process at Alabama, and it's the same process at Georgia. And this is why y'all fucking hate it so much, because it works. The quarterback doesn't have to be a Vince Young that you motherfuckers only get once every 20 years. Y'all's quarterback sucks all the time. You had Vince Young. You hang your hat on that. That was 20 years ago. Get the fuck over it. These guys, their quarterbacks, all they do is manage a game. They hand it to big-ass running backs, and they got a stable of them. They got great receivers. Their offensive lines are great. You just manage it. Donnie said it himself. Bennett, he wasn't nothing great, but he managed the game. He didn't make stupid mistakes. He wasn't a Ewers that couldn't throw a 5-yard out. Ewers was the best quarterback for the other team most of the time. So,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a great game. I want Alabama to win that game just because SEC, and I can't stand Texas. But I wouldn't if Malik plays that game. If Malik is a quarterback, dude, y'all better watch out. Texas is a real fucking deal. They're the real. Big motherfucker is a stud.
It's gonna be Quinn.
Yeah, I think Jalen Milroe is going to be the quarterback. Buckner's pretty much out. He just doesn't have the passing ability. He's more of a run threat. Ty Simpson is more consistent, but we all know Nick Saban doesn't really care about some consistency. He wants ceiling. So he will beat the consistency into you. He likes ceiling. So I think Milroe has the better ceiling. I think that's who ends up starting. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough trip no matter what. It's the first kind of we played in Texas last year, but this is the first time Texas or Oklahoma State is seeing what an SEC crowd is like when you're playing not as a pickup game. This is like a pre-conference game for them. I mean, this is, hey, you're coming to SEC. This is what you're going to get,
Yep.
So
and you're
going
to get this week in and week out too.
Oh,
it's
yeah. Hey,
once.
it ain't going to get a lot easier unless you end up playing, playing Vanderbilt.
And so then Alabama
or Missouri or Texas A&M.
And then Alabama plays South Florida. After that, here's the gauntlet for them. Ole Miss, Mississippi State, A&M, Arkansas, Tennessee. Dude, Arkansas still has Jefferson at the quarterback. I mean,
he's the best quarterback they have in the SEC. A lot of people think he's the best quarterback. Like, he's solid. He is super solid.
Dude, they might win all those games, but I don't give a shit who you are. You're not going to go. You're not going to go into the
left out.
You're not going to go to the Big 12 and play a tougher schedule than Ole Miss, Mississippi State, A&M, Arkansas, Tennessee, and then after that
LSU,
you get a bye week.
After your off week.
Yeah, you get LSU, then Kentucky, which that's my big upset right there. Kentucky beats Alabama in Lexington, November 11th. That's
Nick
my
retires
big
after that. That happens.
That's my prediction. That's their loss. I think they're going to lose. I think they have a big shot of losing at the end of September, early October. Dude, you got to come to A&M. I'm sorry, we might suck and we might consistently be a 7-5 team, but we can beat Alabama. There's
I have
not
a
lot of
question.
teams that can say that.
I have a
Especially
question.
Texas. Go ahead.
Am I crazy for thinking Tennessee's not going to be worth a shit this year?
Yeah, you're crazy.
Yeah, I think you're crazy. Yeah, I
Really?
think you're absolutely crazy. Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it. I do not like the Vols. I am a very vocal non-Vol supporter. That said, Joe Milton is a fucking man.
Is that their quarterback?
Man.
Yeah.
That's their quarterback, the one that replaced what's his name last year? I can't think of his name. Milton can throw the fucking ball the length of the fucking field. If you didn't see the video at Peyton Manning's camp, he threw it 80 yards on a dot. I mean, put it in the fucking corner like he was supposed to. And
okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tell you right now. Within the first 3 weeks of the season, they could possibly lose to Virginia and also Florida.
That's not happening.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, they do
Florida-
got a cake ass.
Florida ain't got nothing. They might. I mean, when Vanderbilt goes, God, we really wish we had Florida on the schedule. You know, Florida's fucking bad. They're horrible. And Vanderbilt's dying because they don't get Florida every year now. They're like, shit, can't we play Florida? Because they're talking they're not playing them in 2024. And they're like, shit, we want to win. Come on, give me a fucking SEC win.
They got.
I mean, what are you going to replace it with? Texas A&M?
Hold on, I'm looking at this schedule. They got their bye in October 7th. Then they got A&M in Knoxville. I think
A&M ain't win that.
they can lose that one. Then they got to go play Bama in Bama. They're going to lose that.
Bama and Georgia are their only two real chances for losses, I think.
What?
That said, because they have a very easy schedule leading up to it, and then they have the break. Texas A&M has seen some SEC stuff. This is their first trip to Knoxville. If you haven't been to Knoxville, listen, I hate the fucking place. Every time I hear the fucking Pride of the Southland band start up that fucking Rocky Top, I want to throw up. But that said, I've been there. I understand what it's like. And it's a whole different thing. There's 105,000 people packed to the fucking shoulders, and most of them are 300 pounds that just came out of the hills. And it's loud. I mean, they ain't got nothing else to live for. I'm drinking moonshine and coming to a Vols game. You know, that's their life. So it's going to be a tough place. They probably lose to Alabama and Tuscaloosa. And then Georgia has got to go there. That's their only chance of knocking Georgia, I think, giving Georgia a loss. But other than that, they do have to go to
the problem is, here's my third upset of the year, Donnie. The problem is Tennessee has to go to Lexington. Kentucky is going to win another game.
What is it with you in Kentucky? Did you just
Coach
love the blue?
like
Dude,
Kentucky
if you
now,
look,
when you know.
no, I don't. Dude, number one, their quarterback's pretty good. Not bad. But this team, their schedule aligns for an upset. It's a hangover time. I mean, it's right after Alabama. When do you want to play a team? After they get the shit stomped out of them by Alabama. Or they might win that game. Either way, they're going to have a hangover. That is perfect for Kentucky to win. It's perfect for Kentucky to beat Georgia after the Auburn game. It's perfect for Kentucky to beat Alabama after LSU at home. They have Alabama and they have Tennessee at home after tough-ass games. Perfect time for an upset.
Here's the big thing with Kentucky, and I think they're a very shot at the second in the SEC East. Ball State, Eastern, Akron, and Vanderbilt should be wins as well as Florida. Then they have Georgia in Georgia. That's probably a loss. They then leave that game, and do they have a hangover in Missouri before coming home to Tennessee? Then they got to go to Mississippi State, have Alabama at home. They go to South Carolina and to Louisville to finish off the season. I could see them with 4 losses in that stretch.
Anybody remember this last year? The South Carolina team that beat Joe Milton's ass 63-38, and then they went to Clemson and they beat Clemson 31-30 last year. That South Carolina team this year, if Rattler gets it going this year, I think they might be able to pull off an upset. I'm not saying they're going to be good by any means, but they might be able to make something happen in the SEC.
He's got to get his turnovers down. I'll
tell you what, the South Carolina betting South Carolina to win over 6 games doesn't scare me a bit.
I agree.
I think that's a great bet. Rattler is great. The problem is he may hit the hole, and he may never make it to the hole. I mean, he's like a premature ejaculation waiting to happen. Well, I mean, he may throw it.
If he doesn't turn into Johnny Manziel, they're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
I mean, if he don't turn into Johnny Manziel, he's going to be just fine. I see. So what are we talking about? Tennessee. Well, I've got them losing to Alabama, Kentucky.
We've hit. Let's talk about Arkansas, which is crazy.
2 losses.
When did we ever talk about Arkansas being like a team? But they're the scary team this year. They have like I said, one of the best quarterbacks, and their schedule isn't that bad. I mean, they do have to go to LSU, which sucks, but they have to go to Alabama, but everybody else they get at home. And it's not that terrible. I mean, Western Carolina, Kent, BYU, A&M,
Dude, don't sleep on Ole Miss.
Mississippi State,
Donnie, don't
Florida,
sleep.
Auburn, FIU, and Missouri. That's not bad. That's a good schedule.
Dude, here's the problem, Don.
Okay.
Arkansas goes to Baton Rouge, LSU. They go to
That's
Arlington.
tough.
They go to Arlington, which it's on the road, but it's their home game because of Jones. Still, they'll beat. Okay, let's say they beat A&M. It's not going to be a fucking cakewalk. Then they go to Oxford. Then they go to Tuscaloosa. Then they go to Fayetteville. Dude, that's 5 road games.
Fayetteville's in Arkansas, buddy.
I mean, I'm sorry, 4. That's tough, man.
Oh, they got a murderer's row,
Yeah.
but they only have that 4-game murderer's row, and they're done because everything else is a cakewalk to them. You know, it's not like Auburn, which has to go to California. They get Samford at home, which is an easy game. Then they got to go to College Station. Then they have Georgia at home. Again, not easy. Then they have LSU on the road. Then they come back for Mississippi State, go to Nashville, then to Fayetteville. So, I mean, they're doing this back and forth thing. Once you get a team that's accustomed to being on the road, it's not that bad. But it's the back and forth that I see could be a trip up for a lot of teams. I mean, because they get comfortable, then they're not comfortable, then they get comfortable, and they're not comfortable. Where it used to be back in the old day, you could take a team on the road and just bust them from one to another. Now you can't do that. But I mean,
college football's got to do better, bro.
I've got Arkansas losing 3 games. LSU, Bam, right. Alabama, LSU, and they're either going to lose to A&M or Ole Miss. One of those 2. They're going to be on the road. They're going to go. They're going to go 1-3.
Why do you think A&M's? Let's go on and jump into your team. Let's jump into A&M. What do you like about A&M?
The only thing I like about A&M is that they said publicly already that Petrino's calling the plays. Okay. That helps us a ton. We've got 5 outstanding receivers, which we always do. We have 2 outstanding tight ends, which we always do. Our offensive line is great. Quarterback situation is still the same. We don't know, we don't know which Tard's going to come out and play.
You don't think it'll be Weigman?
Is it going to be Howard for LSU? Is it going to be, or is it going to be King? King is like the A&M, just holy son. They're hoping that's the guy. I'm thinking it's going to be Johnson from LSU. Defensively, dude, we're there. We have got an SEC type of defense. Our problem is Jimbo can't get out of his own way. That's a shit.
You don't think Weigman is your starter this year? Connor from last year?
I don't know. I don't think so. No. Mm-mm.
Really?
No.
I thought they had already named him.
Nope. It's still up in the air. They refuse to name that. But dude, we play really well at home, and we play well on the road. I mean, it's not like we're getting stoned by 30. When we lose,
you just lose to App State at home.
Yeah, we lost to App State at home. Exactly right. We do. That's the kind of shit that we get. You get in your way. We just get in our own way. But like Arkansas, we've got a winning record against Arkansas. Yeah, they're good. He's a big boy, and it's a tough game, but we win. We go to LSU last year, supposed to get our shit stomped, end up beating them. Alabama can't run away. We're always going to be in a game against them pricks. Always. We go to Ole Miss and we've got them beat, and then we decide not to come out in the second half. I was at that game. That sucked. That broke my heart. I mean, it's just one of those, I don't know. I mean, there's no reason why we can't be a 10-win team. We have the tools. We have everything there to do it. And we're paying a coach $80 million a year, and we can't get it done. Do I think we're a 7-5 team again? Yes. Do I think we have everything there to win 10 games? Of course we do. Of course we do. 100%. We've got the one of the top 2 recruiting classes the last 4 years in a row. We've got the Jimmies and Joes, man. We've got the Jimmies and Joes. I just don't know, I can't put my finger on it. I wish I could, but I can't. It's in saying that, Miami comes to Kyle Field. Miami is loaded with athletes. Do I think we win? Yes. You know, the Abilene Christian and the Louisiana Monroe scares me to death. Thank God we don't have App State again. But you know, Miami, Arkansas, I think we beat Arkansas. Auburn at home, I think we beat them at home. Alabama at home, dude, that's a shot right there. You're right. Knoxville, it's a whole nother ball game. But I think we're built for that shit. The team that scares the shit out of me late in the year, especially after a bye week, is South Carolina, because that's when Rattler gets hot, bud. It's towards the end of the season. That kid's just he throws it into the wind and says, "Screw it, let's go." You know, but we go back to Ole Miss, Mississippi State at home. I like us at home, man. LSU last game of the year, dude. LSU's going to be pissed off. I'm afraid that's the one that they're going to just tear our head off, and you know, unless we're undefeated, which I don't think we'll be. But you know, I think I don't see why we can't have 9 wins.
I don't see you having over 6.
Yeah. Everybody's saying that. No doubt. No doubt.
No, I think you lose Miami. I think you lose Arkansas, Alabama, Tennessee. I think you lose Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and LSU.
Yeah.
I mean, give or take Auburn and South Carolina.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, Auburn and South Carolina could be losses, but they're both in College Station, so I'll give those wins. But I think Ole Miss is a loss after the South Carolina win, and I think they're let down after that and phone it in versus Mississippi State because now
we haven't beat Mississippi State at home in the last 4.
I know that's what I say. It's not an easy game.
We haven't, and they're horrible. They're horrible.
No, they're not horrible. They play great defense. I mean, are they the top 10? No, I think. Well, I mean, they're definitely not Ole Miss. I mean, they don't have Lane Kiffin, but yeah, I mean,
I got us losing 5 games.
They're slightly better than Vanderbilt, Missouri.
Yeah, I mean that's
in Florida.
That's what I got us losing 5.
God, can you even believe we're saying Florida is one of the worst 3 teams in the fucking SEC?
It's crazy.
Like, what is Spurrier thinking right now? He's laughing his
gosh. I was telling Puff, man, that's where I cut my teeth as an offensive coach early in my career. I went over there, and that's where I learned how to coach ball. Spurrier was the head coach. Leach was the offensive coordinator. Bob Stoops and his brothers were running the defense for him. Talking about a stacked coaching staff, man. That was just fucking amazing. And then it's gone downhill ever since. And I don't see why. I mean, I thought Florida was getting better and better. And I just, now they're wondering who the hell the quarterback's going to be. A kid named Mertz? Like, come on, man. Who do you got, bro? You're in Florida.
Yeah.
Florida has fucking Heisman Trophy winners.
He's one of the worst 2 in the SEC right now. I mean, that's pretty bad. I mean, but let's look at Florida. I mean, do they win in Utah?
No.
I don't know. That's a tough one. Surely
Dude,
they beat
Utah went to Florida and beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. We're going to say they beat McNeese State, right? And
Yeah.
they're definitely losing to Tennessee. They're
Yep.
probably going to beat Charlotte because it's home game.
Yep.
Then they go to Lexington. Vanderbilt is licking their chops for this game, which is crazy.
In games.
Then they go to South Carolina. They play Georgia at home. Or no, they play Georgia in Jacksonville, which is kind of home. They're losing. Then they play Arkansas. Then they go to LSU and to Missouri before coming home to Florida State. They could end up with like 3 wins.
I see them beating Missouri,
I don't.
McNeese State, and Charlotte. They got 3 wins this year.
I think they beat UAB. I think they don't play UAB.
No.
I think they beat Charlotte, McNeese State, and maybe they squeak out of Vanderbilt. Maybe. But they ain't winning more than 3. If they win more than 3, I'll be shocked.
No, and let's see, what are they? The projected win total is 6.
I'm taking the under.
Take the under. Yeah. Projected win total.
Take
is
the
6.
under, boys. There's your pick for the year. Take the under on that total.
Right. That sounds. I hate.
I took the over last year on Vanderbilt for 3.5, and they ended up with 5.
Well, they're at 3 right now.
Vanderbilt's at 3.
Yeah.
What?
3 wins. Yeah.
Fuck, I see 3 wins right away.
They have Hawaii. They have A&M. Wake Forest will be tough. UNLV maybe. I see why. But I think they beat Missouri too. Missouri's trash. I don't even know why they came in the SEC. Can we send those to the Pac-12 and get them to like 6 teams?
Yeah, I don't think they want to be here either. I
think Vanderbilt gets 4 or 5 maybe. I can see them getting the over.
I mean, I just okay. Here's my sleeper, and I just see it. They've got if this coach can stay out of his way, or better yet, if he could just stay in the locker room while they play the game. Does he just stay in the locker room? Let the Swamp Donkeys run, because they are loaded now. I think LSU has got a great shot here of doing whatever the hell they want to do.
Yeah.
They go to Florida State. That's going to be that. Or
no, it's not Florida State. They go to Orlando.
In Orlando, it's still Florida State.
Sure.
But they go to Orlando. That's going to be tough. But then they got Grambling, Mississippi State, Arkansas at home. They go to Ole Miss, okay? And
that's tough.
But Ole Miss is just coming off a game against Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to be a little beat up, so I like LSU there. Missouri,
and if they win, they'll be high on the hog and ready for a letdown.
Then Auburn. Yeah, then they got Auburn. Now that's in Baton Rouge. Army, Baton Rouge, they're off. They go to Bama.
But after a bye week, which is huge.
Yep. Yes, it is. And then they got Florida in Baton Rouge, Georgia State in Baton Rouge, A&M in Baton Rouge. Bro, I see them losing one game. If one game.
Yeah, they could be a surprise.
I'm telling you, I'm liking them tight. And the girls basketball team won a national won a natty.
Oh, come on now.
The boys baseball team won a natty. Dude, it counts when you got
it's
the
year
momentum.
Of LSU,
when
baby.
You got momentum is momentum, Donnie. If you ever played a sport in your life, if you ever played for a school that wins in everything, and they got natties, dude, it carries over. It's a huge fucking deal.
Hey, when Vanderbilt won the NCAA baseball championship, they also won the girls bowling and the golf championship in the same year. Right. And there was no fucking chance in hell they were winning a football championship. So Correct. Don't tell me it fucking counts.
Oh, it does. If you played any kind of serious sports, if you were at a school that was serious about, yes, it's huge. So here in Texas, they got what they call the Texas Cup in high school. And they give it to the best high school in the state in every division, 6A, 5A, 4A, 3A, 2, and it's gotten to be it's a huge deal to where you win in these sports. Now I'm talking about major sports, bowling or whatever the hell you said Vanderbilt did, or the debate team, whatever natties they won over there in Vandy. I get it, congratulations. But dude, I'm sorry. There's momentum building at LSU. There's excitement. There's everything's going on at LSU because of those huge natties. I think it has something to do with it. The only thing that can stop LSU from running this table is their coach. I mean, their schedule is lined up. I'm not saying it's easy. It's not an easy schedule, but it's lined up, man. The consensus win total is 9.5 for LSU this year, right now.
Yeah, I think they're a great team. I don't know that they're a sleeper because I mean they're supposed to be that damn good. They're going to be good.
Yeah, and they got Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. He's going to be top 3 quarterback at the end of the year. I think Mississippi State is your sleeper team of the year. They've got a very good schedule. They have SC Louisiana, Arizona, LSU at home. They go to South Carolina. They get Alabama at home. Then they have Western Michigan. A bye week before going to Fayetteville. They have Auburn after that. They get Kentucky at home.
Yep.
Then they have Texas A&M in College Station, which could be rough. But they then get Southern Miss and Ole Miss at home. So that could easily be a two-loss team.
Yeah.
And I'll be serious. Will Rogers is a man.
Yeah.
He's got the lineage of being a man.
Yep.
And he is. So, the question is, he's got a new head coach. How's he going to perform under that? So it's going to be that's going to be the question.
I just think Alabama and LSU, it's too much beef for Mississippi State.
I think so, but I think if they can squeak out the LSU win, they come in second, maybe first in the West. I mean, Alabama's the toughest one, but you got Alabama coming in off of shit. What am I saying? You got Alabama coming in to, off of their week from who did they play before that?
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Yeah. So that could be a thing. I mean, Alabama could have Ole Miss and then have a letdown at Mississippi State on the road.
Maybe. Could be. I just don't put much stock in Mississippi State. I don't care who their coach is. They're a team that shouldn't be wearing maroon. And I say that because we just can't beat them at home. It fucking stings. I'm seeing
Alabama's biggest question is going to be who's their quarterback. I mean, is it going to be Moreau or Simpson? I think it'll be Moreau, but
and here's the thing, dude. Week 1 is gonna tell us a lot, and week 2, LSU, Florida State, and Alabama, Texas. Those 2 games right there are going to tell us a lot and could set the stage for the rest of the season for those 2 teams. If they win, how do they carry it over? If they lose, how do they rebound?
Yeah.
What do you think, Puff?
I have one sleeper team for the SEC, and that's Ole Miss. I really believe in Jackson Dart, man. Like, there's a reason why he's one of the favorites to win the Heisman. Well, he's not a favorite, but he's like up there on the list to win the Heisman this year. It's because he knows how to get it done. Lane Kiffin, like you said, Coach, earlier.
Yep.
He's the man. He knows how to win. And that's all that matters in college ball is just get the win. Now, look at their schedule. They're going to struggle they're going to probably lose to Alabama and Georgia, but all the other games they play, it's going to be rough against LSU, and then they got Arkansas back-to-back. Those are going to be 2 rough games. So I think they might be able to split one of them, but I think they could win about 9-8 games this year. They could be a possible sleeper for an upset.
So their problem is they go to Auburn, and then they go to Starkville at the end of the year. And that game,
if Jackson, here's the problem I have with Jackson Dart. Spencer Sanders transferred in off of the protocol from where is it? Oklahoma State.
Yep, Oklahoma State.
Why hasn't Kiffin named Dart the starter? Like, if he's that good, Heisman favorite, why isn't he the named starter? Like, why is Kiffin playing the fucking game? If you are that good, Kiffin's ego is like, fucking, he's the man. Why would he not name him? And he has not.
And why would they bring Spencer Sanders
exactly.
in?
It just seems like, I don't know, like, you don't know what happens in the practices. You don't know what happens in the locker room. Is Dart and Kiffin have their egos collided? And that's a fucking question.
Well, there's two things coming from a coach. There's 2 things. Number 1, you can never have enough horses in the stable. And number 2, if I could take enough horses away and put them in my stable, that means I don't have to play against them.
Fair enough. But here's a question for Coach, because you were a coach. What is your biggest hurdle with having a superstar quarterback?
His ego. Yeah.
There you go.
Also, I got one too.
And who's got a bigger ego than fucking
you
Lane Kiffin?
You.
The Lane Kiffin, Donnie Nolan. No, nobody.
Fuck that. I ain't got that big ego.
Kiffin's, that's why Kiffin's so good.
I mean, There ain't nobody
believe-
bigger than Kiffin's ego, except for
Coach.
maybe fucking Baker Mayfield.
Coach, I got a question.
Go ahead, bro.
Say Ole Miss when they play Alabama, right?
Yep.
Say they go down about by 3 touchdowns.
Damn, I didn't
Yep.
Do you think they'll pull Dart and put Sanders in, or like how you?
100%.
And you think that would ruin their season too? Then, like, because the next week they go to LSU. So you
Get
think
him out of
that?
here.
Yeah, you think he transferred?
Yeah, and guess
Oh, yeah,
what?
dude? No.
Kiffin is
let me
known
tell
to
you,
punt some shit.
you got 4 quarterbacks right now in Oxford.
Yeah.
The only one that might stay is that 4-star freshman Simmons. The other 3 are gone, bro.
Yeah.
Listen,
The other 3 are
Lane
gone.
Kiffin could fuck up a wet dream by rolling over on a fucking butt plug.
Oh yeah.
Never heard that one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Coach just shut him after that. Is that every team? I think we've hit every team, hadn't we?
Yeah, I
Missouri.
think so.
Wait, we left
We're-
out Missouri.
No, we're not.
Come
gonna,
on, let's.
No. Okay.
We
Let's
left
talk
out
about
Missouri
Missouri.
and Vandy.
All
What
right.
the fuck?
Missouri.
Missouri and who?
They lose to South Dakota. They lose to Middle Tennessee. They lose to K-State. They lose to Memphis. They lose to Vandy. That's one of Vandy's wins right there. They lose to LSU, Kentucky, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, Arkansas. That's one of
They
Florida's
may
wins.
go one fucking win.
Coach,
Yeah.
one more thing.
What?
Vandy, week 1, whatever that spread is, if it's 30 points, 40 points, they are going to beat the living shit out of Hawaii.
Hey, guess what? I'm
Really?
going to tell you right now.
Tell me why.
Take the fucking
Hawaii,
over.
they have like no team this year. They're horrible. All their
Take
players
the
left.
over.
All the
Over
players
Hawaii.
left?
They have no team. All their players transferred.
Wow.
And plus they're coming
Hey.
they're coming off the island. Hawaii on the island. They can cover. Hawaii off
Do
the
they
island.
even have an island right now?
Take the dude. I feel so bad.
The spread.
I
Spread
forgot.
right
Bad
now.
timing. Sorry.
The spread right now is 18, and the total is 54.5.
That's too low.
It's going over.
That's too
That
low.
18
Over.
is a gift.
18 is a gift, but the over. Yeah, I know we're talking about maybe scoring 25 points a half. Guess what? These teams have never had a defense, either of them, in their whole history. You couldn't put both of them together and get a defense.
Hey, we're gonna take the over
the
on
over.
the Vandy Wake Forest game too, right?
I like that game as well already. It is. I think they've got it set at 56 or something like that on the preliminary lines.
Yeah. Well, it's in which country? So I mean, yeah, in Winston Salem, so it'll be okay.
But I'm telling you right now, take the over.
All right,
Also,
here we go.
which country?
The opening line on Tennessee the opening line on Tennessee, Florida is 7.5. Take Tennessee.
Oh,
But crazier than that,
I can't put my money on Joe Milton.
dude. I'm telling you right now.
Hold on, pause. If
Boy can throw
Tennessee's
the
going to
fucking
be
ball.
as good as that you say they're going to be, shouldn't that
Are they
line be
only
like
7?
14? Yeah,
dude, and that's the problem. Like, I don't understand it. People are saying that Hooker was so good, dude. I don't want to say it. It hurt. The pain in my chest every time I say Joe Milton is good hurts. But that boy, he can throw the ball a long fucking way.
Donnie.
So all you really have to do is just be fast.
So can Josh Allen.
I was about to say, dude, Donnie.
No,
Jay,
Josh Allen
Jay
can't throw it.
Cutler had the best arm in the NFL, and look where the fuck he's at.
A multimillionaire.
Yeah, but he didn't win
I mean,
shit.
he played 12 seasons.
That was
bro.
the point. That was the point.
He played
didn't
12
win
seasons. He
anything.
started every one.
He didn't win anything.
Well, I mean,
Just
God,
like
he played
Tennessee's not going to win
Well, he
anything.
also played for the Panthers.
He played for the.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He played for the Panthers. He played for Chicago.
Like, no, I'm kidding.
All right. Enough of that. Here, let's end it with this. I want to know who's going to be in the SEC championship at the end of the year. Who's going to be in the SEC championship at the end of the year? Donnie?
I got Georgia LSU.
Puff, what you got?
Come back to me in a second.
All right, go ahead. Tristan?
Georgia, because I mean they're gonna fucking walk in, and Auburn.
Oh, all right.
Hang on.
Okay, hold on.
I
Write
need
this
some
down.
drugs.
Hold on. I'm going to write this down. Georgia,
Get them drugs on.
Auburn,
Yeah,
You got Donnie. You got Georgia, LSU. I also have Georgia, LSU. Puff, what you got?
So I got LSU coming out the West, and then. All right, you can call me crazy. All right, I know you can shoot me in the fucking head. Spencer Rattler is going to lead South Carolina this year, and they're going to make a run. Watch, Donnie.
Yes, sir.
But I'm telling you, when South Carolina makes their run, no, I wish, but I'm telling you, they're going to be a sleeper this year.
You gonna come down and watch a game with me?
I will gladly, Tristan.
I'm only 2 hours from Columbia.
If they're undefeated, what's that schedule? Hang on, let me see. I'll make you guys a deal. I'll make you a deal.
You ain't making
if they're undefeated, which is what's going to be the good game? Is it going to be Kentucky or
it's going to be Clemson? Their last game. Last game is against Clemson.
Game? All right. If they're undefeated going to Clemson, we'll all go to fucking
deal.
Go to Tristan's house, and we'll all get Tristan drunk.
Go to Columbia.
We're gonna go to the game. God damn it!
Hey, America parties with tea.
Yes, sir.
Twisted. Guys, thank you guys for starting it off. This is season 2, episode 1. Thank you everybody for listening. Remember,
wait. One thing. Next week we're going to talk about the Pac-4, right?
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow we're talking about the Pac-4? Oh,
yeah. Tomorrow we're talking about Pac-4, Big 10, Big 12, all that shit. We're going to finish it off.
You can't call them the Big 10 anymore. You got to call them like we want to be a Big 10.
Yeah, we're going to get
13.
I'm gonna get all that together tomorrow. We will finish up the other conferences and talk about that, and then get into playoffs. Who we think we're going to get in the playoffs and everything with that. And then pretty soon we're going to go to the Tristan Dunn show, and we're going to start our NFL podcast over there pretty soon. Anyway, remember, gentlemen, thank you for being a part. We are now Coaches Call on Tap. We are on YouTube. Go to YouTube, Coaches Call on Tap. Please click like, subscribe, do some comments. Go to the playlist. You can find us all. We're doing different things. You can find us on TikTok. Coaches Call 0, TikTok also. So, guys, thanks a lot for being here. We're going to be here again tomorrow. We'll have this uploaded today or this evening. Gentlemen, thanks a lot. Tomorrow we will, I think we'll just take it away with the, what do we call them? The I don't know what we call these teams anymore because they're not conferences, but the rest of the teams will get it. Anyway, this is your coach, Coach Z in Bastrop, Donnie Nolan in Tennessee, Tristan Dunn, North Carolina, Puff in the great state of Penn. Be careful for the flying witches over there. Until next time, gentlemen, this is Coach's Call. Coach's Call on Tap on YouTube. See you later.